Hi, today I am going to present one of the most celebrated comedies in English literature, The Rivals, written by R.B. Sheridan. This play is a wonderful example of wit, humor, satire, and social criticism. Even though it was written in the 18th century, it continues to entertain readers and audience today because of its lively characters and amusing situation. Through this presentation, we will explore the author, the plot, the major characters, theme, humor, and literary significance of the play. Let us begin with a brief introduction to the author. R.B. Sheridan was born in 1751 and became one of the most influential dramatists of 18th century. He was not only a playwright but also a politician and an excellent public speaker. Sheridan's plays are known for their brilliant dialogue, sharp wit, and criticism of social behavior. His most famous works include The Rivals, The School for Scandal, and The Critic. Among these, The Rivals remains one of his most popular essays. Sheridan believed that comedy should not only entertain people but also expose the foolishness and weakness of society. Therefore, many of his characters represent common human flaws such as pride, jealousy, vanity, and excessive romanticism. His contribution to English drama is remarkable, and he is considered one of the greatest writers of comedy in English literature. Next, we see the introduction to the play. The Rival was first performed in 1775. The play belongs to the genre known as Comedy of Manners, which focuses on the behavior and lifestyle of upper class society. The story takes place in the fashionable city of Bath, England, a popular social center during the 18th century. The play revolves around love affairs, misunderstanding, disguises, jealousies, and humorous conflict among several characters. Sheridan uses these situations not only to entertain the audience but also to criticize the unrealistic ideas about love and marriage that were common during his time. The play is filled with witty conversation and comic incident, making it one of the finest comedies in English literature. Next, we see the historical background. To understand the play better, it is important to know something about 18th century England. During this period, social status, wealth, family, family reputation played a major role in marriage decision. Young women often read romantic novels that portrayed adventurous love stories, secret marriages, and heroic lovers. As a result, many people developed unrealistic expectations about love. Sheridan observed this trend and decided to satirize it through the character of Lydia Languish. The play reflects the social values, custom, and attitude of the 18th century while humorously satirizing the excessive influence of romantic fiction. Thus, The Rivals serves both as entertainment and as a social commentary. The genre of the play. The play belongs to the genre called Comedy of Manners. A comedy of manners is a type of drama that mocks the manners, habit, and behavior of fashionable society. Its a major feature include witty dialogue, satire, romantic complication, mistaken identities, and humorous situation. In The Rival, Sheridan uses all these elements effectively. The audience laugh at the foolish action of the character while also recognizing the social issues being criticized. The play demonstrates how comedy can be used as a powerful tool to reveal human weakness and encourage self reflection. The success of the rivals largely depends on its memorable characters. The major characters include Lydia Languish, Captain Jack Absolute, Sir Anthony Absolute, Mrs. Malaprop, Parkland, Julia Melville, Bob Acres, and Sir Lucius Orchka. Each character contributes to the humor and development of the story. Lydia Languish. Lydia Languish is the heroine of the play. She is young, wealthy, and deeply influenced by romantic novels. Instead of wanting a comfortable and respectable marriage, she dreams of experiencing a dramatic adventures and hardship for love. She wants to marry a poor man because she believes such a marriage would be more romantic. This unrealistic attitude creates many complications in the story. Sheridan uses Lydia's character to criticize people who confuse fiction with reality. Through her, he shows that excessive imagination can sometimes lead to foolish decisions. Although Lydia is intelligent and attractive, her romantic fantasies prevent her from seeing reality clear. Next, Captain Jack Absolute. Captain Jack Absolute is the hero of the play. He genuinely loves Lydia but realizes that she prefers a poor lover rather than a wealthy gentleman. To win her affection, he disguises himself as a poor official named Beverly. This becomes one of the central comic devices of the play. Jack is clever, confident, and resourceful. He successfully manages many difficult situations created by misunderstanding and rivalry. Unlike Lydia, Jack is practical and realistic. His character represents intelligence and adaptability, and his action drive the plot forward. The next character, Mrs. Malaprop. One of the most famous characters in English comedy is Mrs. Malaprop. She is Lydia's aunt and guardian. Mrs. Malaprop tries very hard to appear educated and sophisticated, but she often uses incorrect words in place of correct ones. This mistake is known as malapropism. For example, she says pineapple of politeness instead of pinnacle of politeness. Such language errors create great humor throughout the play. In fact, the term malapropism originated from this character and is still used in English language studies today. Mrs. Malaprop demonstrates how people sometimes pretend to possess knowledge they do not actually have. The next character is Falkland. The relationship between Falkland and Julia forms an important subplot. Falkland truly loves Julia, but he is extremely insecure and jealous. He constantly doubts her loyalty and repeatedly tests her affection. Julia, on the other hand, is patient, faithful, and understanding. Despite Falkland's unreasonable behavior, she remains devoted to him. Their relationship provides a contrast to the romance between Lydia and Jack. While Lydia's love is based on fantasy, Julia's love is based on trust, patience, and sincerity. Sheridan uses this contrast to highlight different forms of love. At the beginning of the play, Lydia is in love with a young officer named Beverly, who is actually Captain Jack Absolute in disguise. Mrs. Malaprop opposes this relationship because she wants Lydia to marry someone socially acceptable. Meanwhile, Sir Anthony Absolute wants his son Jack to marry Lydia. Ironically, Lydia refuses the proposed marriage because she does not realize that Jack and Beverly are the same person. And this misunderstanding creates the first major conflict of the play. The audience enjoys the dramatic irony because they know the truth while Lydia remains unaware. As the story progresses, a more complication arises. Bob Acres and Sir Lucius O'Trigger also become interested in Lydia, creating a rivalry among the suitors. Misunderstanding multiplies, jealousy increases, and several characters challenge one another to duels. The confusion becomes increasingly humorous as characters act based on false assumptions. Sheridan skillfully combines multiple storylines, keeping the audience entertained and eager to discover how the conflicts will be resolved. Towards the end of the play, all misunderstandings are finally cleared. Jack's true identity is revealed. Lydia realizes that her romantic fantasies were unrealistic and accepts Jack as her husband. Fact and recognizes his mistake and reconciles with Julia. The planned duels are avoided and harmony is restored among the characters. As is typical of comedy, the play concludes with happiness, reconciliation, and marriage. The ending reinforces the idea that honesty and common sense are more valuable than fantasy. Next, we are going to see the themes of the play. Several important themes are explored in The Rivals. The first theme is love and marriage. Sheridan contrasts romantic fantasy with practical reality. Another major theme is appearance and reality. Many characters are disguises and false impressions. The play also explores social satire, criticizing behavior and unrealistic attitude. Finally, the theme of language and education is represented through Mrs. Malaprop's misuse of words. These themes makes the play meaningful as well as entertaining. Humor and malapropism. Humor is the heart of The Rivals. Sheridan creates comedy through witty dialogue, mistaken identities, misunderstanding, and absurd situation. One of the most memorable forms of humor is malapropism. Mrs. Malaprop's incorrect use of words produces laughter while also revealing her ignorance. The humor in the play is intelligent and sophisticated rather than merely physical. It encourages the audience to laugh at human weaknesses and recognize similar flaws in themselves. And this combination of entertainment and social criticism is one of Sheridan's greatest achievements. Significance of the play. And The Rivals occupies an important place in English literary history. It established Sheridan as a major playwright and became one of the greatest comedies of 18th century. The character of Mrs. Malaprop became so famous that her name entered the English language. The play's witty dialogue, memorable characters, and timeless themes continue to attract readers and theater audience. Its influence can still be seen in modern comedy and drama. Therefore, Rivals remains a classic masterpiece of English literature. Conclusion. To conclude, The Rival is much more than a simple comedy. It is a brilliant satire on society, romantic fantasy, and human weaknesses. Through memorable characters such as Lydia, Jack Absolute, Mrs. Malaprop, Sheridan presents a lively picture of 18th century society. The play teaches the importance of balancing imagination with reality and reminds us that true happiness comes from honesty, understanding, and common sense. Thank you.